Let's talk about the news of the day then, of the last 24 hours. We've had team announcements, we've had injury updates, and I wanted to keep the energy bubbling because it's weird, this little downtime in between games, isn't it? But the next round of games will be here before you know it. In fact, this time tomorrow, I'll be settling down, getting ready to watch France against Uruguay, which will be great. And well, this, where we are right now, where I'm doing this video, is Scotland's base camp for the Rugby World Cup. They are doing all their training at Stade Niçoise, which is the top team in the area. They play in the French Fédéral 1, which is the third division in French rugby, below the top 14 and the Pro D2. So yeah, this is their stadium, Stade Niçoise. And yeah, it's cool actually, because you're at a rugby club where there's loads of youth teams that are out training at the minute. Scotland, like I say, come here and train in the day, and I've just nipped here because I want to check where it was, because tomorrow morning Scotland have an open training session and I'm going to be coming to check that out. So anyway, without further ado, please hit subscribe on the channel. Really appreciate your support. Hit like, give it the thumbs up, and yeah, share the show, share the programme, share the channel, and let's help it grow. That's probably Finn Russell just going back to his hotel in a helicopter. Only the best for Finn. It's neat. It's what rugby's all about. And this is the top team in the area, so having World Cup games here this weekend will be massive for the city of Nice and for this club, which is what it's all about, leaving a bit of a legacy and helping rugby grow. So, what have we got? Team news. South Africa. I was getting a bit worried, because normally South Africa announce their team like really, really early in the week. And it got to Wednesday afternoon and we hadn't had a South Africa team. I was like, something going on? Is Jacques Nienaber okay? And then we obviously got the team this evening, and 4 scrum halves in a match day 23. Unbelievable scenes. Grant Williams on the wing, Jaden Hendrickson and Faf de Klerk on the bench. There you go, just see inside there. See the little Scotland flag in the background? Just there. That's a Scotland flag, and it says Scotland as one. So that is, I won't go in because I don't want to be cheeky, but that is, I'll go up to the gate. That is where Scotland are training, and that's where they'll have an open training session tomorrow. I could walk, no, I'm not going to walk in. No, I don't want to be rude. Oh, but look, they've even got a, what is that, a Scotland, what is that? Is that their mower? Branded up. What is that thing? Do you know what that thing is? What is this? Let me know. Sprinkler. It's a sprinkler, is it? Anyway, it's Scotland branded, whatever it is. If you know what it is, tell me. So yeah, South Africa 4 scrum halves in their match day squad, which is awesome. Amazing. And I'm definitely picking Grant Williams in my fantasy team now. He's on the wing. All Blacks. It's all changed for them as well. And I think this is the story of the weekend, because with the greatest of respect to the team, sorry, I'm just changing hands, spare my shoulder. With the greatest of respect to the teams, I don't know if there's going to be an upset this week. It's kind of lots of missed match games. I'm looking forward to seeing Uruguay and Portugal start their Rugby World Cup journey. I'm not expecting any. Oh, look, awesome. It's their academy team, I imagine. Same everywhere you go, isn't it? Rugby's great. It's just the noise. I just love the noise of rugby, whatever level. That noise. I love that noise. Anyway, I coach my son's under 16 team, and I love the noise then. Doesn't matter what level. I kind of miss it, if I'm honest. Yeah, so not expecting many upsets, and I mean, really, the weekend's hopes are all pinned on just Australia-Fiji being an exciting game, because I'm not sure many of the other games are going to be close contests. I hope I'm wrong. Samoa v Chile could be interesting. All Blacks v Namibia, all changed for them. Brodie Retallick's in the starting lineup. Whitelock and Savia are the only people that stay in the pack from the team that played against France. Bowden Barrett at fullback is in. Other team news is Wales, who again are all change. I think Lewis Rees-Zammit and Taulupe Faletau, the only people that stay in, all change apart from that in the starting 15. Anthony Gelonch is a great story, back in the French team, captaining them after 6 months out with an ACL injury. With Anthony Gelonch and Sia Khaleesi both coming back from ACL injuries, it's like surgery for ACL getting better. is our understanding of them getting better, because that's just remarkable comeback. So that's great to see. What else? Tom Curry's got a 2-game ban. Well, it was actually a 6-game ban, but then it's been reduced to 2 because of like, oh, he's been a good boy before and he said sorry and he'll do a tackle school. It's all a bit ridiculous. Wouldn't you rather just like go, you got a red card, you got a 2-game ban, rather than all this mitigation and stuff. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. I want the officiating to be consistent. That conversation's been had many times. So what else can we say? Oh yeah, speaking of England and Tom Curry, well, did you see that Alan Waters, the strength and conditioning coach, who was the strength and conditioning coach for South Africa when they won the World Cup 4 years ago, he said that it was always England's plan to look bad in the World Cup warm-up games. He said the training load that they've been putting on the players meant that they were always going to look bad, because they were going into those games tired, and it was always part of the plan. I think I believe him, you know, because I did spend those World Cup warm-up games going, God, England just don't have energy. I remember when they walked out the second half in one of those games. Which game was it? Was it against Wales? Was it against Ireland? Anyway, one of them, they walked out the tunnel at half time, and I remember saying after the game, they just looked like 1,000-yard stares. Maybe it was part of a plan. I don't know. We'll see how they go, but it was definitely a massive step up against Argentina. And Alan Walters has won a World Cup, and he conditioned South Africa 4 years ago. So maybe we'll see, I guess. What else? Oh yeah, the Ireland injury update. Jack Conan, the only person that's not really going to be available for Tonga, but he should be back for the Box, which is when they need him. Big physical presence, probably coming off the bench. Oh, the anthems. That's the other story. The anthems. So, not a fan of the anthems. Like La Marseillaise is one of the great spectacles in rugby, and I mean, it's a great story and a great idea with those kids, isn't it? The kids that some of them are orphans and disadvantaged kids, to get them to be the choir. It was a lovely idea, but it didn't really work, particularly with some anthems like La Marseillaise and the Italian one as well, and the Argentinian one. In fact, I don't think it will have had a major difference, but I definitely remember seeing the Argentinian players looking around at each other going, what's this? And normally they've got tears running down their face during the anthem, so it may have played a tiny little role, but there's been a lot of criticism. So I think World Rugby actually did a really clever thing here. What they've said is that federations and unions can decide for themselves what they want to do about it, and that's a really smart thing to do, because like World Rugby don't want to look like the villains, so they're putting the ball back in the club's court or union's court, saying, do you want to tell the kids no, or do you want to let them do it again? And apparently all of the unions that have been asked so far have all said no, we'll stick with the choir. I think because no one wants to be the bad guy. We'll see how this one plays out, but it is part of the spectacle of rugby, isn't it? It is part of it, and it was weird on Friday night and with some of the other games across the weekend. So we'll see how that one goes. Let me know what you think with any of these. Leave your comments. I love it. So I'm looking at these lads thinking they must be 16, maybe 16 years of age, so maybe 17. Yeah. This is a part of the world, and well, this country overall is one where rugby is thriving. That's beautiful up there. I drove down from up there. It's amazing views across this valley. This is just to the west of Nice, and the Allianz Stadium where the games will be on Saturday and Sunday, just a mile down that road. So, or a couple of kilometres. I've had loads of people saying like they're struggling with the metric and imperial. I've been using stones and 6 feet and inches, and kilos, and miles is probably the same. So anyway, I'll leave it there. I'm waffling. So leave your comments. Appreciate it. I hope you enjoy just, curtains being peeled back a little bit. As you can see, it's rained this afternoon. It properly rained. And so there's a cool in there. It's going to be a lot more comfortable sleeping tonight. So I'll see you on the next video. Hit subscribe, like, share, and get stuck in the comments. I'll see you there.